Did you know the rate of UK graduates joining the medical workforce since 2017 up until 2021, of this 5 years' time, has grown only by 2%, which is a steady growth. But in contrast to that, for international medical graduates joining 2071 up until 2021 has grown by 121%. That's not a joke, 121%. While in 2017, UK graduates consisted of almost half, 57% of the medical workforce, where IMGs was just over one third, or 32%, it's projected in 2030 this would become completely reverse, or even more than that. IMGs will consist of 67% of the medical workforce, while the UK graduates would be just 26% or so. So if you are one of the international graduates planning to come to the United Kingdom, this is obviously the right time. And in this video, we are going to discuss about your career pathway in the United Kingdom and how is it different from a UK graduate's career pathway in the United Kingdom. Let's start.
If this is the first time you're checking out our channel, welcome. Basically what we do is we run a website that's totally free known as roadtok.com, and it will explain the ins and outs about everything related to the United Kingdom and what it takes for you to work as a doctor in the NHS. So if you've not already, please stalk us on all of our social media. Find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe.
Hi, my name is Ibrahim. I'm one of the specialty registrars in internal medicine in the NHS. And in this video, we're going to go a bit explanatory aspect of how the career progression happens in terms of IMGs and UK graduates. I believe we have discussed this in some other videos where we have discussed about different specialty career pathway, because I always start with how the UK graduates will progress to become an orthopedic specialist and how an IMG will progress to become an orthopedic specialist. I'm pretty sure I have done that, but I just wanted to make a standalone video discussing this because this is quite important for you to understand what are the steps of your career progression in the United Kingdom from start to finish. And I'm going to also discuss how a UK graduates progress and in contrast to how an IMG should progress. So IMG and UK graduates, this definition needs to be a bit more clear. So I will define them according to what GMC defines them, right? So GMC defines UK graduates who have graduated from a medical school of a UK university or UK affiliated university elsewhere. International graduates who have graduated from a university or medical school which is outside the UK and European Economic Union. So if you have graduated from a European country, you are not an IMG. You are an EEA graduate in the eyes of GMC. So there are distinctly three different types of licensed doctors in the GMC: UK graduate, EEA graduate, and international medical graduate. So it's a common misconception. A lot of people think, oh, if you graduate from the EEA, you are basically an IMG. Yes, you are international in the eyes of the UK, but in the eyes of GMC, you are an EEA graduate, and the paths for them to get GMC registration is different than other international medical graduates. And you see, in all of this, your nationality does not matter. It doesn't matter what your nationality is. It only matters where you have graduated from. So even if you are a national of Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, if you graduated from European Economic Union, you would be seen as an European graduate, and your pathway for GMC registration would be different than other IMGs. So let's take it out of the way. So talk about IMG and UK graduates. So UK, I'll start with UK first. So UK graduates goes to medical school. They have to do well in their secondary and higher secondary, which is the A levels and O levels. There are a lot of intricacies there, which I will not get into because I don't know quite well how they get into the medical school. But I believe it's a very competitive process, because I think it's competitive process everywhere to get into medical school. So they get into a medical school. It's an undergraduate degree. They do it for 5 years in the United Kingdom. And during these 5 years, they have exams, they have assessments, they have tests, and after that they have clinical rotations, placements, and everything. In the 5th year, they have to apply for UKFP foundation program. So it might be different from your country. In your country, it might be affiliated with your university and hospital that you automatically get an internship placement. but it's not the case in the United Kingdom. You have to go through a recruitment process under UKFPO to get into the foundation training in the UK, which is FY1 and FY2. So all UK graduates completing their 5 years of medical education have to go through a competitive process where they have to take SJT as a part of the UKFPO recruitment and get into a foundation program. So this foundation program is 2 years, UKFP1 and FY1 and FY2. So these 2 years, they have rotations in different branches of medicine, surgery, obs, gynae, pediatrics, psychiatry, ED, or wherever. These are all made in templates of jobs that they get into, and they do their FY1 and FY2s. Right after they finish their FY2, when they're finishing it, they can apply then for any training program, which is ST1 or CT1 level. So why is this difference ST1 and CT1? Because some specialties don't have a CT, which is a core training program. Their training program is conjoined with their core level and higher level. These are called run-through training. So they will recruit them in ST1 level. But some specialties have uncoupled training program, which is they have separate core training and separate higher specialty training, so they will have to recruit them at CT1. Good examples are majority of the medicine and surgeries. They have core training separate, which is a core surgical training and internal medicine training. Other examples like radiology, GP, obs and gynae, pediatrics, they don't have a core training separate, so they will hire them at ST1 level. So they finish their FY2 and then they apply for their CT1 or ST1 post, and it all starts one after another. And then if they have applied for core training, after the core training they have to again apply for higher special training, and that's how they finish it. So that's how the UK medical graduates progression that I can think of right at the moment. When you think about an IMG, they have to work towards getting their GMC registration. The UK graduates is getting a provisional GMC registration just because they graduated from a UK medical school, right? An European graduate getting a GMC registration just the same way because they graduated from a European medical school. But international medical graduates don't get GMC registration just because they graduated from an international medical schools. They have different ways that you have to apply for GMC registration. And we know the ways. There are mainly 3 ways for international medical graduates. I think 4 ways now. One is getting a PLAB exam done. Second is getting any post-graduation exam done. The third one is getting sponsorship registration via MTI. Or the other one would be if you had completed international exams like USMLE, MCCQ, and AMC before a certain period, that GMC would accept them as a means of getting registration. But that registration, whether it will be provisional or full, will depend on whether you have done an equivalent internship. So in the UK graduates are getting provisional registration right after they're finishing their medical school. And when they complete their FY1 year, they get their full registration, and then they have to complete FY2 year, and only then they will get a UKFP completion certificate. With that, they can apply for CT1 and ST1. But for the international medical graduates, if you already have completed FY1 equivalent internship anywhere, and you can prove the equivalency, then you can automatically get full GMC registration. But if you have not completed internship anywhere, you would only get provisional registration, whichever pathway you take. So PLAB exams does not automatically gives you full registration. PLAB exams just gives you registration. Whether you will get full registration or provisional registration is based on whether you have completed an equivalent level of internship or not. So for IMGs, registration is the first step that you have to cross. So once you get provisional registration, the only thing you can do is follow the UK graduate. You're going to have to do FY1, FY2, which is UKFP, and then progress as the UK graduates progress. So provisional registration is clear cut. But once you get full registration, that you have completed some internship, which is equivalent to the FY1 year in the United Kingdom, in that case, your pathway is a bit different. Because when you have full GMC registration, you're eligible to work in the NHS as a doctor. So these doctors are normally called trust grade doctors, or according to the terminology used by GMC, are called locally employed doctors. So locally employed jobs are not training jobs. These are non-training jobs. So you're basically just working for a hospital in a department providing them service. And with that service, you can gather experience, you can gather other things necessary to apply for a training job under the deaneries, the Health Education of England, or other areas of Wales deanery, Scotland deanery, or Northern Ireland deanery. So only then you're progressing into a training job right? Like ST1, CT1, CT2, and ST3, ST4, and onwards. But for that application, for CT1 or ST1 level, you have to prove that you have foundation level competence. And the form that proves that equivalency is called CREST form, which is called Certificate of Readiness to Enter Specialty Training. So if you are international medical graduates who have gotten full registration with an internship equivalent, in order to apply for a CT1 or ST1 level, you have to get a CREST form signed. We have every detail about what's a CREST form in our website. You can read the blog about it, what is a CREST form and how can you get it signed. And that's the thing different from a UK medical graduate. Now, if a UK medical graduate after finishing FY2 does not join into a CT1 program within a certain amount of years, they will also have to get a CREST form signed. So it's actually not fundamentally different. It's just they haven't had any proof that you have done foundation training as the UK graduates are doing, and that's why they're making you sign this CREST form. So your question might be, oh, now I have full GSP registration. Can I join FY1 and FY2 training? Unfortunately, no. Because if you have full registration, you cannot join the FY1 training pathway again, but you can join at FY2 standalone program, which is also just a one-year program organized by UKFP to join an FY2 standalone. So basically, you have two options now after getting full registration. You either join a non-training pathway or you can join an FY2. We also have discussed this in a video. What is the pathway after getting PLAB? Please check out this video by Dr. Breeze where she talked about what are the pathways after you get full GMC registration to get into the UK medical workforce. That's it for today's video. It's a small video. We just explained about what the pathways of UK medical graduates and IMGs differ from, and I believe that it just reinforces the idea of what steps to be taken after what and how can you progress to get into a training job and then become a specialist or consultant in your desired specialty. If you have any questions, obviously drop a comment, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, because I think majority of the people that watches our video are not subscribed to our channel. I don't know why. So subscribe to our channel, start the notification on. If you have not followed us in Facebook, Twitter or Instagram, do follow us there. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation about your career in the United Kingdom, we do provide personalized guidance sessions, so do check that out. So until next time, take care. Bye.